In this task, you'll explore two ways to measure proximity. You'll learn how to apply both the buffer tool and the heat map tool to measure proximity to fast food restaurants in Baltimore City. And here I have QGIS Desktop open with the QGIS map document from Lab 4 Task 1 loaded. First, I'll buffer the fast food restaurants. Buffer is an operation that creates a new polygon layer that's a specified buffer distance from the features of another layer. To begin, I'll click on the Vector menu to Geoprocessing Tools, Buffers. The input vector layer will be Baltimore fast food. I'll set the segments to approximate to 20. QGIS can't create true curves, but the higher this number is, the smoother the output will be. I'll set the buffer distance to 1,320 feet, which is the equivalent of a quarter mile. Next, I'll check Dissolve Buffer Results. Checking this option will merge the buffer polygons for each point together if they overlap. For the output shapefile, I'll browse to my Lab 4 My Data folder, and I'll name this fast food buffer .shape. I'll click Save, and I'll click OK to run the tool. When it's done, I'll click Close to close the tool, and the new layer appears on the map and in the Layers panel. I'll drag it beneath the Baltimore fast food layer. This new dataset shows the area of Baltimore that's within 1/4 mile of a fast food restaurant. With this data, I could calculate the percentage of Baltimore that's within a 1/4 mile of a fast food restaurant. You'll learn how to calculate acreages in Task 4. That created some good information. Now you'll learn another method of calculating proximity. I'll create a heat map of the fast food restaurants in Baltimore City. A heat map is really more of a measure of density computed from point data. A raster surface will be interpolated from the point data. To do this, you'll be using a QGIS plugin named Heatmap. It's a core QGIS plugin, so it's already installed. You just need to enable it, which I've already done. The plugin will be found from the raster menu. There it is, Heatmap listed, and I'll open the tool. The input point layer is going to be Baltimore fast food. And for the output raster, I'll navigate to my Lab 4 data folder, and I'll name it Fast Food Heat Map .img. I'll click Save. I'll set the output format to ERDAS Imagine, and I'll set the radius to 5,280 map units. My map units are in feet, so this is setting the radius to 1 mile. Then I'll click the Advanced checkbox to access some advanced settings. Here I'll enter a cell size X and cell size Y of 100. This will generate an output raster with pixels 100 feet square. Finally, I'll enter a kernel shape of Epinekinoff. The kernel shape controls how the influence of a given point decays as the distance from it increases. Epinekinoff results in smoother hotspots. With those parameters set, I'll click OK. A raster image will appear styled on a black to white color ramp. Next, I'll style this raster layer. I'll open the Layer Properties, go to the Style tab, and first I'll change the render type to single band pseudocolor. Under the Generate New Color ramp, I'll choose yellow, orange, red. Under Load Min-Max Values, I'm going to choose Min-Max, and under Accuracy, Actual Slower, and click Load, so I get the actual min and max values of my raster. Then I'll click the Classify button and click OK. This layer extends beyond the Baltimore City boundary. Next, I'll clip this heat map layer. To do this, I'll click on the Raster menu, Extraction, Clipper. And note, this is a different tool than the one you used to clip the fast food restaurant locations in Task 1. In GIS, there are often different tools for data depending on whether they're in the vector data model or the raster data model. Here, since we're dealing with a raster data set, we need to use this raster clipper. The input file will be fast food heat map. And for the output file, I'll navigate to my Lab 4 data folder. And I'll name this fast food heat map BC. .img. Then I'll click the Mask Layer Radio button, and I'll choose from my mask layer the Baltimore City boundary. With these parameters set, I'll click OK. Processing has been completed, so I'll click Close and close the clipper. And the clipped heat map layer is now on my map, but I need to style it. And I'll use the same trick we used in task 1. I'll right-click on the fast food heat map layer, choose Styles, Copy Style, right-click on the new clipped layer, and choose Styles, Paste Style. With that done, I'll remove the original heat map layer. And finally, I'll drag this below the Baltimore fast food restaurants and turn off the fast food buffer. In the next task, you'll learn how to select features.